What is up guys, I get asked this question literally all of the time on my streams, so I thought, okay, I'm just gonna make a video about it. This is kind of like my game plan, what I focus on to win a game as an AD carry. I'm not gonna give you some waffly, vague stuff either. This is legit, straight to the point, what I do to win. Now if you want me to do more of these for other roles, then make sure you leave a like down below. Thanks again to Pro Guys for editing this video with me. Definitely go and check out their website. Anyway, there are three main parts to win a game as an AD carry: the lane phase, roaming around, and team fighting. The first thing in the lane phase is farming. Not really going to spend too much time on this, but this is the backbone of any good AD carry. You need items, you need gold, and CS is the most consistent way to get it. People say you should aim for 10 CS per minute, but honestly that's just not realistic. Getting about 70 to 80 CS in 10 minutes is good, so aim for that, and anything better is great. If you are just simply missing CS, then you need to practice it more. You either need to play more games or you need to go into a custom game and sit there for a while. I personally think custom games are seriously boring, and this is a game after all, so I just keep playing normals or ranked. Also, don't worry too much if you're being pressured when you miss a CS, but make sure you get all the CS that is free, and by free I mean you're allowed to hit the CS without anyone trying to stop you. So that's our foundation, right? That is our farming, but now we want to start trading. It's not as hard as it seems either. Basically, whenever you aren't using your auto attack or abilities to CS or push, you should be seeing if you can hit your opponent. There are two main ways that you'll use to trade properly, either minion based or cooldown based. Now cooldown is the most common and easiest. It's literally just trading with them when their abilities are on cooldown. The best example right now is probably like Lucian. If he uses his Q on the minion wave, then he can't use it on you, and that gives you a window to trade with him where he can't use his main damage. Minion based is a little harder, but it revolves around the enemy AD carry and his CSing. In a nutshell, when he goes to CS a minion, you attack him. He's using his auto attack for the CS, so he can't attack you back, and if he does actually cancel it and choose to hit you instead, then he misses the CS. Most people really, especially at lower elo, are going to choose the CS, so you get some free damage, and trust me, these free hits do slowly add up and start to make a difference. Now you need to think about two things when you're doing this, okay? How do I want to trade and how does he want to trade? For Lucian, he wants to poke with his Q, right, and then use his passive autos, but for someone like Kalista, she needs some time to attack and then proc her E when she has a few spears in them. So if we're playing Kalista against Lucian, we want to fight when he can't use his Q and when we have enough time to stack our rend. Other way around, Lucian against Kalista, we want to hit our Q on her and auto attack while not letting her stack her E on us, so like when it's on cooldown or just take short trades. There are going to be other factors like supports or summoners, minion waves, etc, but in basic terms that is how you trade and win a fight. Taking good trades actually often leads to good fights and a few kills, or at least forces them out of lane, and that's really the lane phase sorted. That's how we're going to get a lead. We farm well and we trade properly. Now once we have that lead, we want to take the enemy bot laner's tower and then rotate around, putting our lead into other lanes. Get dragons whenever the enemy bot lane base is, run up to mid lane and push that tower. This is really the roaming phase of the game. We're basically just trying to extend our lead by trying to get objectives, but we're also making sure the enemy AD carry can't catch back up. By putting pressure in other lanes, we force the enemy AD carry to make a choice. They either sit bot and farm, in which case we take more with a numbers advantage, or they group to stop us where they aren't getting any farm or gold. Outer towers and dragons should be our first focus. I personally like to take bot tower, then mid outer, then top outer. Then we can either take the inner turrets if we're strong enough, or we can de-wall Baron and we can either bait a fight or rush it down. We can actually do all of this as well without a lead. It's easier if we're ahead obviously, but catching the enemy team off guard isn't too hard really. If we're behind on an AD carry after the lane phase, then we just want to get what farm we can, but make sure that we group and don't leave our team at a numbers disadvantage. So if you're looking mid and you see an enemy laner base, you are safe to farm a side lane and push it out, but if you see all four mid and they are pushing, then you really need to run up and help them stall the game. The roaming phase of the game doesn't tend to last too long really. Once you start to group with your team, the enemy team is going to soon after, and team fights are going to start to break out. This is really your time to shine. This is where you use all that gold you farmed up and you kill everyone. The first thing you're going to need to do in a team fight is work out what can kill you. The easiest way I can explain this is to show you what I mean. So let's say we're against a Darius, a Mumu, Ari, Ezreal, and Thresh. Darius isn't too bad. The only way we die here is if he hooks us into the team. Amumu, we're going to need to watch out for his 2 stuns with his Q and his ultimate. And Ahri, really, apart from doing a lot of damage, is only really going to kill us if we get hit by her charm. Ezreal doesn't make too much of a difference to how we play the fight because he'll be hitting our front line anyway. And finally, Thresh is only going to be a problem if we get hooked. That seems like a lot of things to worry about, right? And yeah, it is kind of, but we only have to worry about them when those champions are near us. In this case, really, as long as I'm not at the front and I am next to an allied champion, then Ahri's charm, Thresh's hook, and Amumu's Q aren't really an issue. Darius I'm gonna see running at me so I can just kite backwards, and Amumu's ultimate is the only real problem. The best way to deal with a big AoE damage or crowd control ultimate is to sit back and wait for a little bit and wait for him to use it and then go in knowing it's on cooldown. You can see it's gone from like 5 things that could kill us down to 1 as long as we stick to our game plan. Now yeah, this is all kind of hard to figure out in the heat of the moment, right? But that's why we're going to do it before the fight breaks out. I actually do this in the roaming phase normally, but you could honestly even do it in the loading screen instead of sticking your hands down your pants. Obviously, while we don't want to die, our job is really to kill things, so every second we spend not auto-attacking is wasted damage. Really, the way you want to think about it is we should be doing damage while avoiding what we know will get us killed. Most of the time, we're going to be attacking the closest target to us, unless they are absolutely no threat to us like an Alistar, in which case we move past him to the next closest target. Our job as an AD carry is not to kill the enemy AD carry, it's not to kill the enemy mid laner, it's to kill whatever is in front of us as fast as we can. I know it is harder than this obviously to do it in a game, but just practice it and trust me, doing this will instantly make your team fighting better. So there you go, that is what I focus on to win a game with AD carry. I farm and I trade in lane, I roam around to get towers and dragons, and I work out what can kill me so I have a big impact in team fights. Thanks again to Pro Guys for editing this video with me. Definitely go and check out their website, but remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll catch you in my next video.